Welcome everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some nutrition tips on how food can affect inflammatory responses in our body. Before we dive in, do subscribe to our channel and hit on the notification bell so you will be reminded when we upload a video. Did you know that what you eat can affect inflammation? Yes, inflammation is often triggered as a way to protect your health when the immune system notices any foreign material in the body. Although intermittent inflammation can be protective, chronic inflammation has been associated with many serious illnesses. There is an upsurge of inflammatory diseases that affect millions of people worldwide, and many scientists point to prolonged inflammation as the cause of some diseases such as cancers, metabolic syndromes, and autoimmune disorders. I've been trying to eat healthier so as not to have any long-term inflammation that may worsen any illness as I grow older. Sit back and relax while I share some of the facts about inflammatory foods to avoid in order to prevent and manage diseases. Nowadays, cancer and cardiovascular diseases are the deadly manifestation of chronic inflammation, and they are expected to remain as the major causes of death. Several studies have shown that the risks of heart and cancer disease are modifiable through our lifestyle habits, which comprises the food we choose to eat every day, activity level, and other health-promoting behaviors. The food choices we make may be increasing or decreasing inflammatory substances in the body. By incorporating more natural foods free of inflammatory promoting substances, we can achieve a healthy life. This can be done by equally avoiding or cutting down on foods which are known to cause inflammation. Are you a returning subscriber? Thank you for coming back. Always know that being knowledgeable is a doorstep to good health. These are the top 5 foods that can promote inflammatory diseases. Trans fat. This is the topmost on my list. They are present in highly processed cooking oils, fast foods, deep-fried foods, baked goods, especially those made with vegetable shortening or partially hydrogenated oil. Commercially produced nut butters may have hydrogenated oils added to them. Manufacturers of food products create trans fats through the process of adding hydrogen to these vegetable oils to turn it into solid. This addition of hydrogen changes its consistency, texture, and shelf life. Contrarily, researchers have found that there's no safe level of trans fats to consume. Thus, it's recommended to aim for less than 1 gram of trans fat per day. How does it cause inflammation? These trans fatty acids are well known for their double whammy effect. This simply means that they spike the levels of bad cholesterol, and lower the level of the good cholesterol. Bad cholesterol, also known as low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, sends fat molecules from the liver to the body cells. If you eat trans fat-rich foods, it will boost the work of this transport material. While the high-density lipoprotein cholesterol moves fat from the cells into the liver, this is why it's referred to as good cholesterol, hence it gets hindered from performing its function if you eat so much trans fat foods. Additionally, asides proliferation of inflammation, trans fats also support overweight, obesity, and insulin resistance, fostering degenerative ailments to occur over a period of time. An alternative is to consume natural nut butters, if possible homemade, and foods without trans fats. 2. Artificial food additives. Only packaged foods contain artificial food additives. These food products include seasonings, bouillon cubes, and Chinese foods. A number of artificial food additives such as aspartame and monosodium glutamate, MSG, reportedly trigger inflammatory responses, especially in individuals who are already suffering from inflammatory conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis. If you need to buy any of these packaged food products, read the nutrition labels carefully and weigh your risks. If you order Chinese takeout, make sure you request MSG-free food. Otherwise, consider some other place or option. Let me tell you a health secret. Besides reducing the consumption of processed foods, use anti-inflammatory spices, herbs, or natural sweeteners to add flavor to your cuisines rather than relying on food additives. 3. Alcohol. Alcoholic drinks include beers, ciders, liquors, and wines. Frequent high intake of alcohol has been known to cause irritation and inflammation of the abdomen, esophagus, larynx, and liver. As time goes on, the chronic inflammation facilitates tumor growth and gives rise to cancer at the sites of frequent irritation. Nothing can be so refreshing and thirst-quenching other than a glass of safe water. Also, a cup of green tea or water can be a better swap for ethanol. Endeavor to limit your alcohol consumption to no more than 1 drink a day for women or 2 for men. 4. Red meat and processed meat. Commonly eaten red meats are lamb, beef and pork, while processed meats include ham, hot dog, sausage and salami. Processed meats have been salted, cured, smoked or fermented for preservative or flavor purposes. Both processed and red meats are high in saturated fat, which can cause inflammation. Thus, higher intakes of these meats may result in cancer, heart disease and stroke, all of which go hand in hand if inflammation is already present. According to a group of researchers at the University of California San Diego School of Medicine, red meat may contain a molecule that humans don't naturally produce called NOI5-GC. Upon ingestion of meat, the body develops anti-NOI5-GC antibodies, an immune response that may trigger chronic inflammatory response. This inflammation has been linked to cancer and heart disease. The relationship between processed meat consumption and cancer is even stronger. According to a 2007 report by the American Institute for Cancer Research and World Cancer Research Fund, processed meat has been stated as a prominent cause of cancers of the colon and rectum, and possibly of the esophagus too. Processed meat consists of animal products that have been smoked, salted, cured or chemically preserved. Are you a meat lover? If yes, the good news is that you don't need to avoid red meat totally because they contain protein and blood-building minerals, although the same thing cannot be said for processed meat. No known quantity of processed meat is safe for consumption. Learn to replace the bulk of your red meat with legumes, poultry and fish, and consume red meat twice or thrice weekly. Considering to use red meat in your dish, remember to choose less fatty cuts and preferably, that of grass-fed animals. To minimize the formation of heat-generated contaminants in food, it is also advisable not to overcook your meat and use moist heat cooking such as stewing and boiling more often than high-temperature dry heat methods like frying and grilling. 5. Added sugars. Last of my top 5 in this video is added sugars. There is actually a difference between added sugars and natural sugars. Natural sugars are found in foods, namely fruits and dairy products, while added sugars are refined or processed to enhance the flavor of food. Added sugars that you should be wary of are found in foods like soft drinks, punches, fruit drinks, sweets, candy, pastries, desserts, and sweet snacks. Did you know there are nearly 40 grams of sugar in a can of soft drink? So, next time you're in a supermarket, read labels and look for sugar disguised with these names: maltose, corn syrup, fructose, dextrose, golden syrup and sucrose. On average, we use 17 teaspoons of added sugar per day while we are supposed to consume around 6 teaspoons or less per day. It has become increasingly difficult to avoid added sugars because food producers add large quantities to improve the flavor of their packaged foods. However, research shows that eating too much added sugar leads to long-term inflammation. Excessive sugar intake has been linked to dental caries, increased risk of obesity, metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular problems. Take note that our body is not designed to metabolize too many amounts of added sugar throughout the day. We must be more aware when we choose products and also read the nutrition facts label. Natural sweeteners such as honey, blackstrap molasses or date syrup should be used sparingly. You can enjoy natural sugars by eating fresh fruits, which also supply vitamins, fiber and antioxidants. Finally, if you really want to fight off inflammation, start by taking a closer look in your kitchen. When you make your shopping list, try to add less inflammatory foods and more anti-inflammatory foods such as nuts, seeds, whole grains, vegetables, fruits, beans, fish and less grass-fed lean meat. Focus on adding a lot of rich color to your plate in the form of different fruits and vegetables, some healthy fats from nuts, avocados, and fatty fish, as well as lean protein sources like chicken, beans, lentils and egg. Never overlook vegetables, the fibrous plants of longevity. These vegetables will help you fill up and feel better. They are loaded with fiber, vitamins and minerals to aid the body in fighting off diseases. These simple food changes can make a huge impact over a period of time if you stay consistent. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video.